anybody in the country that's playing better than Elijah McGuire, I'd like to see it. That guy is last 4 or 5 weeks, and I guess a little bit before that, he is just taking over football games. Tonight he ends up with 116 yards rushing, 90 yards receiving. The thing that people don't even notice though, in the final drive, we're in a 4-minute offense, and he's staying in bounds, not running out of bounds, just very heads-up, smart football player to keep the clock running. Just good, nice punt returns tonight. I mean, the guy just does it all. Played quarterback, had some quarterback runs in a cat series, and so thought he had a phenomenal night. Put the team on his back tonight, put the offensive team on his back, and just did a phenomenal job. I thought coming in, this game pretty much played out like I probably envisioned it playing out, because they were a physical, tough football team too. A team was 5-2. They were undefeated on the road this year. And so that was a lot of concern for coming in this game. We knew they were going to try to play physical football also. But I thought our defense came up time and time again with really big plays. Defensively, if you look, Jake Mulberry had a big night, seven tackles. And then, I just thought, even though we put them in some bad positions early with the fake punt, a block punt that we had called, and we really hadn't called it at the right time. Punter drops the ball, we got a chance to block it, but we roughed him. So we had to send the defense back out when they had really just got a great 3 and out. Then we turned the ball over, and so our defense made some really big plays over and over again. Limited the big plays. I thought we did much better limiting big plays. Got pressure on the quarterback, and those guys just had a great plan. I'd like to give a lot of credit and shout out to our defensive staff. Super job. Offensively, we struggled a little bit to really put some things together, especially when we got in the red zone early. We had some red zone opportunities where we just didn't punch in like we normally do. Came away with some field goals. Hunter Stover, really outstanding game in the field goal category. But offensively kept pecking away. And when we finally needed some answers, obviously Coach Johnson and the offense staff did a great job of dialing up the answers there in the last and fourth quarter to sort of put the game away. I thought Terrence once again managed the game well, made some big throws when he needed to, took care of the football, and I thought he played solid too. So overall, big win at home to get to 4-0 in the conference, and so we're excited to move forward as we get ready now for New Mexico State. So, any questions?
All season it seemed like the ball never bounced your way, and then when you really needed it there at the end, it did. Is that just kind of y'all were due for that, or?
No, I think that's good defense. That's good defense causing a turnover. And like I said, our defense has been getting better at causing turnovers, playing hard, and when you play hard and you play assignment football, you do your job, you take your gap, you cover your third. You've got a chance to create some turnovers. And that was a big stop by the defense. And then offensively, we get the ball with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, ran out their last 6 minutes of the game, so they never got a chance to get the ball back. If they'd have caused us to go 3 and out right there, then they would have got the ball right back with another chance at it. So the offense just put the game away with that long drive.
On defense, you feel right at this point you have the players in the right places and you have things stabilized there?
We think so. We play a lot of young guys tonight too. You looked at the secondary with Crawford. Two freshman safeties, and thought they did some good things. And we played a lot of guys up front. I mean, we rotated a lot of players in the front four, rotated at linebacker. And so I tell you, it was pretty impressive to see that many guys get into play and have a big impact on the game. So pretty excited there.
Coach, talk about Ringo again. Two sacks, 3 tackles for loss, fumble recovery. And Lightfoot tonight, Coach. Lightfoot had some big hits. And
he did, and Ringo is playing so consistent right now. He's playing so hard and strong. And once again, he's in one-on-one situations where he was not in those earlier in the year. And then Tremaine Lightfoot showing you what we really felt like we had. He's making an impact with our defensive unit. So really proud of those guys.
How impressive was you had? I think like when you could consider 3 goal line stands. You had the foul. Then another one, and then that big one with the turnover. How impressive is that? after big plays, being able to kind of answer the bill.
That was strong. That was strong. And to see our guys time and time again rise up, and, we made them earn stuff. And they had to fight for every inch and had some big plays, big hits. It was an impressive performance, to say the least, I thought, by our defensive players tonight. I thought they played really hard, tried to play within the scheme of things, and it really paid off.
The past couple of weeks, you've been doing a good job getting pressure with just 4. Tonight, it seemed you wanted to bring a little bit more pressure, blitzing a little bit, if not a lot more.
Yeah, you know what, we felt like going in, they had one of the better offensive lines we've seen, and we felt like we may have to bring a little more. And we thought we had some good matchups last week. Felt like this one of the strengths of their offensive team was their offensive line, so we did bring a few more tonight, got some pressure, got him flushed out of the pocket when we didn't sack him, and he had to throw off balance on the run. So I thought, once again, we dialed up some nice things, kept them off balance, did a good job of disguising our intentions in the secondary quite a few times, and it paid off.
Is everything okay with Alonzo, or were you just playing kind of the hot hand there?
Well, no, he's he was sore all week, and we managed to get him back to where he could play, and then just as the game wore on, he just was not being himself, just wasn't effective. He just couldn't do what he wants to do right now. So we've got to find a way to get him back healthy. So we didn't have that 1-2 punch like we normally had in the last 4 weeks or 3 weeks. Hopefully, since he didn't play a lot, maybe he won't be too sore, and we can get him back rolling again for next Saturday.
And then what did you see from them defensively that made you think you could run the Wildcat?
Well, we had some nice runs in the last couple of weeks with Terrence pulling the ball and getting a good 8 or 9 yards, and we felt like, hey, let's get in the Wildcat and put Elijah, because we might get a couple pulls, and those might go for bigger plays. And we felt like we could turn those 8-yard gains that Terrence has been getting, maybe 8 or 15, into some bigger plays. And basically, it was some of the same looks, and that's sort of what we felt like we were trying to do.
Did you worry that they had him, McGuire, figured out though early?
I don't know. I think one thing they did a good job up front. We knew they were good up front. We talked about that all week. We had trouble, really getting the inside zone going early. But you know what? We probably got away from it a little too quick also. And give them credit though. They got a good football team. They got that extra safety down in the box. We had a hard time with him. But James Butler made a pay on a couple play actions because they were getting that safety so far down in there. And that's one thing you give up now when you do that, is the play action game. James Butler had the game we've been waiting on him to have, and I thought he played really well.
Trey Johnson didn't play a ton. Was his knee bothering him again, or was Lightfoot just?
I'm not for sure about that. Trey was healthy coming in. Lightfoot may have just had the hot hand, but I'm not for sure.
And you touched on it earlier, and maybe it's taken for granted because they're chippies, but for Stover to hit them all and being that tight, how important is that?
That was big, and he just seemed cool and collected and went out there and nailed each one of them. And we even were fixing to dial up a 40 and a 51-yard at one point, but the offense would convert and kept the drive going. So he was on tonight, and that was good to see. Cadona missed a few tonight, wasn't quite himself, but he did have a critical pooch punt that was down inside the 10. So we need to clean up some kicking game mistakes that we made tonight for next week.
Coach, Devin Scott coming up with a big catch. I wasn't even sure he caught the ball, and that was a pretty big catch.
That's great seeing these young kids develop like that, and seeing those guys, when they come to the sideline, they got a smile on their face, so they just made a big play. And that's just going to help him gain confidence as he moves forward. So many guys are now stepping up and making plays and being a part of the game.
And then to come back and fight for that ball, and knock that ball away, had to play defensive back.
So we're developing kids as this season goes along, so that's pretty exciting.
I know that the 2 ESPN games, obviously, you kind of ran away from teams and kind of put your stamp on this. Is this a more, I guess, satisfying fourth quarter tie game? You relied on all facets of the team to pull this one out?
This is a game we find out a lot about your football team right here. Tough game, great goal line stand right there at the end where the defense comes up with a turnover. Just the entire game, the way the game went, sort of back and forth and jockeying for field position. And it was good to see our guys really play tough and physical, fight toe-to-toe, and just really, really proud. And I told them this because we prepared the way we practice, the way we lift, the way we do things. That's why we feel like we were a tough physical team.
Seemed like Eli's been kind of just taking over in the fourth quarter this year, especially lately. What makes him so good on the defensive side?
You know, I think, one thing is late in the fourth quarter, teams are maybe wearing down a little bit, and he's just got that, I think, extra reserve tank. And he's a difference maker. You've got to be fresh to play a fresh Eli McGuire. And if you're not fresh, that makes it even harder on you. And so give our strength staff credit for doing a great job of getting these guys in great shape. And he's really good in the fourth quarter. And so we've got to get him healthy and well, because I'm sure he's going to be pretty tired tomorrow. He carried us tonight. Great, did a great job. The wheel route there late in the game. Great catch. Took a big hit as soon as he caught it. Just phenomenal effort by him tonight. One I think our fans will remember.
In your mind, is this a race last year in Mobile, or is that just something that'll always be around and you just gotta move on?
Yeah, I think we've moved on from that. We were disappointed, and that game really stuck with us for a long time. But you know what? We're glad to come back and get this win at home against a team that, knocked us out last year. But we've got a lot left to go, long season left to go, long road trip coming up this week. So it don't get any easier. So, this conference has a lot of parity, and so we've got a long ways to go yet, but proud to get this win. This is one our kids really wanted. They knew they didn't give their best effort last year. We didn't do a good job as coaches last year. So team lost last year. Good win tonight.
This is kind of the game you're waiting for, James Butler.
Yeah, man, I'm just proud of that kid, because he's done what we've asked him to do, and tonight came up with some big catches and critical play there in the fourth quarter. So what a great effort by a great young man. He is a raging Cajun through and through.
Any more questions for Coach?
Javonte Watson, is he okay? Pat came in for him.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think he got a little tired. He's on a lot of special teams, and I think we're just trying to get some fresh legs late. And so T-Pat came in. It's good to see that. Good to see him get back. So excited for these guys. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.